situations, even when it seems like there isn't any joy. Alexis wanted me to come on and kind of talk to you guys today about how to make yourself stand out as a coach, and then maybe share any kind of lows I've had in my coaching career. So the woman who signed me up, I was not friends with her. I was not a big social media person back then. So if people ever tell you, oh, they're not big on social media, anything can be learned. So always, if you're willing to improve and learn and evolve, then you can find success in this business. Because when I first joined and they told me I had to post 3 to 5 times a day, which again, that was 2015. So things are different now. Now we have stories, so we don't have to post as much on our feed. That I was like, no freaking way, I'm not doing that. And here I am. Obviously I did do that. Because why? Because if there's one thing about me, I am very coachable. So I do not want to work with people who aren't coachable. So if you are not coachable, you should either learn to be coachable or you should just quit, because if you think you know it all, you definitely don't, right? And the moment we stop learning is the moment your business dies. So I'm never too good or too far in the business to jump on a Zoom. I probably am on at least 10 Zooms a week, and that's not an exaggeration, because if there's an opportunity for me to learn and hear from somebody, I'm going to be on that call, because you never know when somebody is going to say something that's just going to light that fire in you, and you can go off and create an incredible business for yourself and for your family or future families, right? So always be coachable would probably be my number one tip to you. But I'm just a very coachable person. I think in my whole life, I did sports. I think my coaches would just say I'm a very coachable person, right? Because if someone is successful, is telling me what to do, I'm going to listen to them, because why? Success leaves clues, right? So don't say that won't work for me. Okay. You're going to do it in your own special, unique way anyways. So, but take the successful things that successful people do and emulate it. Don't copy it, emulate it, and put your own spin on it and do it yourself. So if you want to stand out in this business, then you need to be as you as humanly possible. I think when we try to be like other coaches, our audience knows that's not really our voice. That's not really how we are. They're not going to get the real you, which means they're not going to trust you, which means they're not going to join you. So I am as me as possible, no matter how much that pisses people off. Like, I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm just going to be me, say how it is, say how I feel. And if you don't like it, I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings. I'm just telling you how I feel, right? So, and the people who are on my bus, they're going to get on my bus. The people who aren't, oh well, right? Not everybody is meant to get on your bus, and you need to know that. I think too many newer coaches and maybe even some veteran coaches take everything so personal. And this is business. This is not personal. So if somebody says no to you, somebody ghosts you, it has nothing to do with you. And you need to learn that. And through personal development, obviously, I'm not going to say if people say mean things to you, it doesn't hurt. It sure does. But personal development is going to be able to create that tough mental toughness that you need to continue to keep going, right? So literally a woman messaged me one time and said, you make it look fun and all, but you don't even want your baby. Like, people are fucking insane, okay? They're literally insane. And you know why she said that to me? Because she lost her daughter at 38 weeks. And she took her anger out on me because I said I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, okay? Hurt people, right? She, a year later, actually apologized to me. Obviously, I had blocked her on that social media. She found me on Instagram and apologized to me. Was it okay what she said? Absolutely not. But you know what? I have never lost a child, so I don't know how I would react. I'm pretty positive I wouldn't just attack people on social media. But again, I can't even imagine losing a child. So no hard feelings, right? But people are insane. And when we live our lives out loud and boldly, it shows people their insecurities, and they have to take it out on someone. Because most people aren't willing to work on themselves. So they have to blame other people. Okay. So if somebody says something mean to you, please just know, although it hurts, right? And me, I am like a chronic overthinker. Like I will think about a mean comment that someone says to me 3 million times. And I cannot let things go. But guess what? I've never let any of that stop me. And why? Because of personal development. Okay. Because in the past, if someone had said that to me 5 years ago, I would not have been mentally strong enough to handle that. I probably would have shut down, never posted another freaking thing on social media after that. Okay. And I've had people say even more mean things to me, right? Hurt people hurt people. So you need to be coachable, right? Listen to successful people and do the things that they say. Get over yourself, leave your ego at the door. Stop saying that won't work for me, right? It's not that it won't work for you. You're not willing to do the work, period. Okay. So if something makes you uncomfortable, you should probably do it. Because why? Because that means you're going to grow. And the only way you're going to ever achieve the goals that you have set for yourself, no matter how small or how large they are, is by getting out of your comfort zone and growing. When I first started, I was a ghost on social media. Okay. Now I am, I guess what you would call a micro influencer. Okay. So everybody can change. Everybody can learn, grow, and evolve, but you have to be willing to do that. So I was willing to keep going when a psychopath said that to me, right? I was willing to keep going when my first diamond on the team, who was literally my best friend, sent me a psychotic email at 3 o'clock in the morning saying I'm the worst person on the planet. I was willing to keep going, right? I was willing to keep going when we missed elite 4 years in a row. And every fucking year I had to make the same post in November that our team missed it again. Again. Oh, me again telling you we missed this goal, right? I'm willing to keep going because I know, because successful people told me, if I don't give up, then I cannot fail, right? And here I am in May. I mean, I know it's June, but in May, our team locked in elite for 2021. So I was willing to keep going despite all of those things, right? I was willing to keep going when I got coach cancellations, right? Some don't hurt, some break your freaking heart when you get those coach cancellations, right? Some you're like, saw that coming, right? Others you're like, whoa, like hit by a bus. You couldn't believe it, right? But it's not up to me to decide other people's lives, right? I can only control the controllable, and that's my effort, my actions, and my attitude, right? So I have to keep going regardless of what others do, say, or think about me, okay? Because this is my life. I only have one, right? And I promised that little girl out there that I would give her the most amazing life, and I'm not going to break that promise, okay? So maybe you don't have kids, that's fine. But at one point, you promised yourself an amazing life. So why are you so quick to give up when you get ghosted? Or when someone says no thanks, or someone says, I lift heavy. And you're like, go fuck yourself, right? Okay, so it doesn't matter what people do or say. It only matters what you do and say. Because guess what? Opinions don't pay bills, right? Those negative opinions aren't sending me checks on Thursday. Beachbody is, right? So I'm going to keep going because this business changed our freaking life, okay? And so I'm going to keep going, right? So I'm going to tell you a really, really funny story. Not so funny in the moment, but funny now, okay? So I came out the gates running. I signed up. I did nothing for 2 weeks because I was like freaked out. I was like that girl doing the MLM thing, right? Said I would never be that girl. I was college educated. Like, how could I do this? Like, I'm too good for this, right? Oh, here I am doing the thing, right? And so I did nothing for 2 weeks. And I'm sitting by the pool in Hawaii with my husband on vacation. And it's like March 19th. I signed up February 26th. And an upline posts about a push to Emerald group. It's a $10 buy-in. Okay, I frickin' love money, right? That's one of the things that I say. I know that makes people uncomfortable. Why? I don't know. Because how can you buy stuff without money? You can't, right? So I love money, and I say that all the time. Why do I love money? Because I love stuff. And the more money you have, the more stuff you can buy, okay? So who cares? You do you, right? If you want to give all your money to charity, I am happy for you. I give some to charity and then I give a lot to stores. Okay. So whatever. So $10 buy-in, anyone who goes Emerald splits the pot. I'm like, I will do anything for a free t-shirt. I'm going to win that money, right? Like there was no way I wasn't going to win that money. I PayPal'd right there at the pool. I had a little notebook. It said, make a list of 25 people and invite them to join you. I made a list of 42 people and I literally spammed every person I had ever met. And you doing that, but hey, I hadn't done shit at this point. So I was like, I'm going to get going. I'm going to do this, right? By the end of the 2 weeks, I had signed 2 coaches and I'd hit Success Club 12. And I made $394 in 2 weeks. And I was like, whoa, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, okay? So at that time I was a bar manager. I was making that in a night. So it wasn't like that was a lot of money to me at that time. I mean, that's a lot of money to a lot of people, right? But at that time I was making that almost every single night that I worked. So to me, I was like, oh, okay, you know, but light bulb moment went off and I'm like, I don't want to be a bar manager forever. I know I'm meant for more, right? I'm college educated. This job doesn't require a college degree, right? Anybody, any freaking monkey could do this, right? So I'm like, this could leverage me to leave the bar and allow me to have some financial cushion to go find a job that I do love. So I, from that moment, just came out the gates running. I mean, Success Club 20, 30, 40. The month I went diamond, well, supposed to go diamond, Success Club 50, 50, okay? And I'm a brand new coach, right? And I have no results at this point. I literally did not have results until 5 months in, right? Because I'd been working out for 4 months, eating like shit, not drinking Shakeology. So then once I put Shakeology in and started actually trying to follow the containers, it took me about 4 or 5 months to get results, right? I've never been a large person. I've always been on the smaller side, but I was very out of shape, okay? So I signed up February. In June, Carl was running a contest for anybody who went diamond. They were gonna get a special diamond shirt. So back then it was a black shirt that said Diamond Coach down the side and like Beachbody right here. It was nothing to be too excited about, right? But this month they were gonna give out a navy shirt with a big diamond on it. It said Diamond Beachbody Coach. And I want it, right? I'll do anything for a free t-shirt, right? But the top 100 Success Club earners were going to get a diamond encrusted, not real diamonds, iPad cover. I was like, I am going to get that iPad cover. Thank you. They're out of Jade Citrus. Damn you, Starbucks. Okay. I was like, I'm gonna fucking win that iPad cover. Like, no, I didn't even have the type of iPad that went with this cover, but I was like, I'm gonna get it and I'll buy a fucking new iPad, right? So like I just love stuff, okay? I love it. I hit Success Club 50, okay? Literally the night before that I was gonna go diamond, right? I had my coaches in place. I told my team, any coach who goes emerald this month, I will give you $50, okay? An upline messaged me and was like, Danny, you're so close. What is this worth to you? Well, shit, it was worth an iPad, right? And this special shirt. So I went back and I said, okay, team, anyone who goes emerald, $100, which back in the day, I'm like, what in the fuck? That's ridiculous. You should not get $100 for going emerald. Like, you get your own $100. Congratulations. Here's a shout out from me, right? Okay, so I'm like $100. And what would you know? I had 2 girls go emerald. So I paid out $100 to each girl. Literally, one of the girls couldn't get her credit card to work. So I was at work. It was like 8:55. You know, the cutoff's 8:59. I'm in the office, not at the bar. I'm in the office, like putting in her husband's credit card as she's messaging me to get this coach signed up so she can go emerald. Like, it was bananas. Okay, I get off work. So that's what I needed, right? I had 12 coaches. That's what I needed, okay? I get off work, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving home. I am just like over the moon. I am going to wake up and I'm going to be a diamond coach. I knew I hit Success Club 50. I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to get that iPad cover. I'm going to get the shirt. I'm freaking jazzed. Boom, flat tire on the freeway. Okay. Pull over, Luckily, some very nice man pulled over, wasn't a serial killer, thank God. Changed my tire, okay? And I'm just like, okay, well, this guy's changing my tire. Like, what can I do? I'm like, I'm just gonna check my phone and I'm gonna be a diamond coach. So I log in, I'm literally on the side of the freeway. Log into my Coach Online office, waiting for it to load, and it pops up and it says Emerald Coach. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right. I'm like, maybe it's just because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it hasn't uploaded yet. And so I refresh, not happening, right? Go home, go to bed, wake up, 10:30, whatever. And I check my office, it says Emerald Coach. And I'm like, what in the actual hell is going on? Well, again, I was a brand new coach. I'd only been a coach for 4 months. I didn't really, besides like checking my customers and things like that, I wasn't super versed on the back office, and it looked a lot different than it looks now. And I just kind of like scroll down on the main page and I see all those notifications and it says 5 coaches projected inactive. Well, I had never looked at that. I didn't even know what that means. So how many coaches do you need to be diamond? 8. I had 12 coaches. So that left me with 7 coaches. So I paid out $200. I got a flat tire, all to be a fucking Emerald Coach. I was devastated, literally devastated. Okay. I'm like, all right, well, I gave it my all. I hit Success Club 50. And back then people were not doing that. Like that was like, whoa. Like people were not doing that back then. Okay. I was like, what the hell? I ended up going diamond the next week. I reached out to all those inactives, got them back out. I went, but by that time it was July. So I didn't get the iPad cover. So that could have been a moment where I could have been like, what's the point of working so hard if it's just doesn't come to fruition, right? Second story I'm going to tell you. So again, I came out the gates running, hitting over Success Club 10 every single month. I watched a training by a top coach at the time, and when I first started, and she said 10 by the 10th was a non-negotiable. Again, I listened to what successful people tell me, so I made that my MO, and I have for 5 years, right? It is rare if I'm not at 10 by the 10th, and now I try to be at 20 by the 15th. That's my new thing for myself. So you set your goals accordingly, right? But 10 by the 10th is achievable by everybody. And I think if you hustle the hardest the first 10 days of the month, that is not to say that you stop working. Please don't misconstrue that. But if you lock in 10 by the 10th, the rest of your month is so stress-free, and your invites, your posts, your stories are so organic and genuine that the people just come to you, not come to you, but the universe gives you that energy, and like people will just say yes to signing up, right? Please don't misconstrue. People don't come to me. I have to go get everyone, right? But I've just always had that MO, because I feel like people who wait to the end of the month, it's so desperate by the end of the month. And really at that point, you don't care about those people. You just want those points. And so I never want that to be my business. So 10 by the 10th is my favorite, right? And it's just so stress-free after that, because after that, it's like, great. Okay. I got Success Club. I got my paid leads because I'm an Emerald and higher coach. Like, great. If anything else happens, that's just the icing on top. Okay. So I'd never miss Success Club. So I go to my first summit in 2016. I couldn't go in 2015 because my best friend's baby shower was that weekend and I was throwing it, so I had to be there. Okay, so I go to Summit 2016 and I'm at Success Club 2. And Summit was at the end of June. I had never missed Success Club, so I wasn't worried. I'm like, it's just gonna happen. Like, I got too big for my britches, okay? I'm like, it's just gonna happen. I've never missed it, right? Like, it's gonna happen. And here we are, second to last day of Summit, and I'm at 2. And I got no leads. I got we didn't have share cart back then, but I have no carts out, right? Like, I'm freaking out. So I'm in training, not listening. I am just like messaging every person I've ever talked to, sending out messages, like, trying to get people to sign up. I end up sending out 3 carts, right? First girl is like, I can't get it to complete. It keeps like my debit card keeps getting flagged for fraudulent. I'm like, oh my gosh. Finally gets it to go through. I'm like, okay, I'm at 4. Like these other 2 girls have to come through. I end up sending another one as well in this meantime, right? So one girl checks out. This is still when we had DVDs. She removes the Shakeology, just gets DVDs. Okay, don't have 6, right? Next girl who's been stalking me for 10 months, literally stalking me for 10 months, finally signing up as a coach with Country Heat because it came out that day. I, sent her link, and then all of a sudden I'm scrolling on Facebook and I see some Star Diamond coach announcing her as a new coach. And I'm livid. I message her and I'm like, hey, did you sign up as a coach with someone else? Okay, in the 10 months we've talked, we've only done messages. Like we've never done a voice memo. She sends me a voice memo and she's like, hey girl, hope there's no hard feelings, but I ended up signing up with my cousin's friend. I hope we can still be friends. Absolutely fucking not, bitch. Like, get out of here. So, like, no. And then it was just so psycho. Like, literally, she was stalking me. Like, she was not someone I approached. Like, she was up my ass. Like, could not wait to sign up. And I'm like, no. And the thing is, she's still stalking me 5 years later. It's psychotic. Anyways, so I'm like, absolutely not. The other girl was in a different time zone. She completed after the cutoff for our time zone. So I woke up on August 1st with 2 points. So I missed Success Club month 16 of my business. I'd never missed before, right? And really, I hadn't got under 10, like except for a handful of months. And I was like, well, here I am. I guess I'm a loser. I guess I should just quit because clearly I can't even hit Success Club. So I guess I should quit. Now that's just how I talk to myself. I'm a type 3. Like I have to achieve, like I need all of the things, right? I'm not calling you a loser if you miss Success Club. But in my head, I was like, if I can't even help 3 people, I might as well just throw in the towel, which is a really shitty mindset, right? Okay. Well, back in that day, we used to have Team Cup every February and every August. So it was Team Cup month. And I had a team and I was like, I have to show up for my team. And so it clicked for me that even though I am a self-starter, I am self-motivated, I don't have an upline. My upline quit. Okay. She never helped me anyway. She was an emerald. I was a diamond. Like she was not hitting Success Club. I was killing Success Club. Like we did not align in any way. And then she quit. So I've been on my own pretty much from the beginning. And so it dawned on me that people coming in, although they might be kind of like me, no one was ever going to be exactly like me in the business, and that I needed to start showing my coaches what I was doing instead of just telling them to do what I was doing, because it's a lot different. It's a lot different for someone to say, okay, you just need to hit Success Club. For me, again, self-starter, like I will search Google for 3 days for an answer before I ever ask a question. Most people aren't like that. Okay. So it was really hard for me to realize, because in my head, I had this chip on my shoulder, like, well, I did this, so they should do that. Terrible attitude to have, right? Terrible, 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 right? You're going to have to hold your coach's hands. You're going to have to spoon feed them to get them to do the things that they should be doing to move their business forward. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And then they wonder why they're so frustrated and why they're not seeing success. But if you're willing to do that for 30, 60, 90 days for your coaches, they will get it eventually, right? And your business will be better for it. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, cool, you can hit a lot of Success Club numbers. Cool, you can bring on a lot of coaches. If you're not helping them find success, you're literally nothing. Like without my team, I'm nothing. I can't be a 6-star diamond on my own. Okay. I have to help the people who have invested in me, right? And I owe that to them. That's the promise that I made them when they paid their $140, $160, $200, whatever they paid to join my team. I owe that to them. And I think a lot of people forget that. And they're like, well, I did it, so you should just do it. Well, they're not going to. So you have to get rid of that. So I started showing my team exactly how I was finding the success I was finding. Exactly what I said in messages, exactly how many messages I was sending, graphics I was using, posts that I was coming up with. I just started like making our team page like a challenge group, because who gets the best results in the challenge groups? The people who are the most engaged. So I wanted our team page to not just be me posting like, oh, team call, or, you know, posting a post and seen by 100 and nobody was saying anything, right? Because that's not fun. And if I'm not having fun, I will not work hard, period. That's just how I am. Like, if it's not fun for me, like, I don't want to fucking do it. So I just started treating the team page like challenge group, like required to show up every single day. I started going live all the time. Thoughts I had, ideas I had, push groups I wanted to do. Let's do this. I got this message today, you know, things I was grateful for, whatever. Posting every single day. Like, there's never a day I don't post something in the team page. Always, 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 right? Because I want new people coming in. I don't want them to see a barren wasteland and like the last post was in January. Like, that's not fun, right? Everything you're doing as a coach is for the future coaches who are joining your team. Okay. So you want your coaches now to be doing, because when they're adding coaches in, they should have a presence in the team. If a new coach is coming in and they never see anything from their coach, or their coach isn't engaging in anything, guess what? They're not going to engage either. So I started treating the team page like that, and things really started changing for me. I signed my first runner. Yes, it took me a year and a half to find my first runner. Okay. And she just came out the gates running. Like, our trajectories were almost identical, right? She's the one who broke my heart, but besides that, right? So our trajectories were like identical. Like, her first month, she signed 6 coaches, hit Success Club 20. She was diamond in 4 months, just like me, right? She helped me go 1-star, which earned me New Leaders Conference, right? So even though people break your heart in the business, even though my coach quit, like, I'll forever be grateful for her because she noticed me when no one else noticed me, right? No one else asked me to be a Beachbody coach. Nobody. She did. But even though she quit, I'm forever grateful that she noticed me, right? Even though this girl broke my heart and is a psychopath, right? She got me to 1-star, which earned me New Leaders, which was a dream of mine to go to that, right? So everything happens for a reason. And I really believe that. She's actually still on our team, which is really weird. She just does nothing. We don't speak. But she's an emerald on the team. All right, great, good, right? So, and then missing elite 1,000,001 times, right, to get to 2020 and literally have the best year of our team's life, to be making the income that I'm making now, to have earned elite, to be a 6-star diamond, to be able to go to leadership this fall. Like, every hard, bad thing, coach cancellation, mean message that I've ever gotten, like, led me to this point. And in those moments, it's not fun, and it hurts. And I've cried a lot of tears over this business because I do want to do so well, right? But it's in those moments of struggle that you find out how bad you really want this. Literally, the month I earned the Morning Meltdown test group, I hit Success Club 60. Okay, the highest Success Club I've ever hit, and I earned my spot in the Morning Meltdown test group. In that month, I text my mentor, Trina Gray, you may have heard of her, and I was crying, and I was like, I don't think I can do this, Trina. And I was having my best month ever, okay? And she's like, Danny, it's not a question of whether you can. You absolutely can, and you've proved that time and time again. And she's like, it's do you want to? And she's like, that's a different question, right? And I really had to look at myself in that moment, because it was like, at that moment, I felt like, great, I can hit this huge number. I can earn these test groups. I can earn all these trips and prizes and things like that, but no one else on my team was really doing anything. And this was 2019, right? So even though I've had a lot of success, I've made a lot of money, my income has grown every single year, it was really lonely, because success is not fun by yourself, right? Leadership is very, very lonely. And so if you are doing it alone, then you're doing it wrong. And someone said that once, I think it was either John Maxwell or somebody said that, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, I feel like I bend over backwards and pour my heart and soul into this team. So why do I feel so alone? Why is every diamond retreat my large team put on, why am I there alone? Right? And so for a long time, my limiting belief in the business was, I can't help others find success. So what do we get when we tell ourselves things like that? That's exactly what we get. So I told myself that for 4 years, I can't help others find success like I have, right? And so that's exactly what I found. And so finally, end of last year when we missed elite again, I had to do something different again, right? I had to change what I was doing because although like, you know, I'd switch things up and we'd have success and then it was just like, then we go back to stagnant, right? You know, we hit 2-star and I thought for sure we were going to hit elite that year. We hit premier and it was like, okay, awesome. I went 3-star literally the first month of 2019. I'm like, elite is happening, 5-star is happening. Never advanced. I ended the year as a 1-star diamond. We hit premier again, right? But that was never the goal. Premier was never the goal. It was always elite. And so after we missed it, I'm like, I have to do something different. I have to. And at that moment, I just decided that the only time I'm having fun in the business is when I'm running really hard and I have others to run with me. And if my PS aren't the ones who want to run with me, then I just have to let go of that and find people who want to run already on the team, right? And then continue to bring in new people. And literally a coach 5 levels deep from me watched a Y Emerald video I did in November. She went Emerald in 2 days. And then by February went Diamond and then is in 1-star qual now. But when she went Emerald and then literally hit like Success Club 20, in the past, what I would have done is I would have reached out to her coach and said, hey, Kristen is doing incredible. Like, wow, she's so awesome. And then that would have been it. And the reason why is because the psycho girl did not like me talking to her coaches. She was so insecure that if I helped her coaches, that it diminished her as a leader. That's insecurity. Okay? No. Because guess what? If I talk to her coaches and her coaches start doing well, that's her success. Their success is my success. So if your upline talks to one of your downline coaches and they start taking off, guess what? You're more successful. So who cares what gets them moving, right? Relinquish the control and just worry about helping people find success. Okay? So I don't care if a downline is more motivated by a PS of mine or Keisha Fitzgerald or Melanie Mitchell. I don't care. Whatever gets you moving, do it, right? Because that's when it's fun, when we're all moving together. So I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, you're crushing it. Do you want to set up a one-on-one and talk goals? And she was like over the moon. Like, I think we forget that people just want to be noticed. Again, going back, my coach noticed me. She quit. Oh, wow. She noticed me when I was at my lowest. And she saw something in me that I didn't see. So if I can notice something in someone on my team, whether their rank benefits me or not, it doesn't matter, right? Because what happens when somebody on the team gets moving? Everybody gets moving, right? Because I'm always moving, right? I'm never lacking in that motivation of the team to show them what's possible. But sometimes the other women on the team need to see that it's not just me. They need to see others doing something. Or that new coach that comes in and goes Emerald the first day and hits Success Club in 6 days, like my new coach, Kelsey, people are like, dang, they see what's possible. And it didn't come from me, so it's even more powerful, right? So when Kristen got moving, I'm like, let's go, girl. Like, grabbed her hand and started running. And she went Diamond in February. And since she went Diamond, we've had 15 other diamonds emerge. Obviously, they're not all my PS, but they feel like my PS, right? Because that's how exciting it is. And literally last year, we had 1 diamond emerge. 1. And that was the only reason why we hit Premier. Because if we hadn't had that new diamond, although we had the points and we had the rank, we wouldn't have had the new diamond. So from 2019, 1 diamond, to 2020, 16 diamonds. By the way, all of those diamonds hit before April. So in the first 4 months, 16 new diamonds. That's the power of the team. That's the power of just taking the hand of anybody who wants to do this, regardless of whether their rank benefits you. Every week I was shouting out new diamonds and everyone was messaging me, is that 5-star? Is that 5-star? Nope. Nope. Like 5 levels deep, like under a husband, under a PS of that husband, right? Like, nope. But it felt like 5-star. And then guess what? My coaches who had been sitting there, someone messaged me and said, how are you getting all these new coaches to go diamond so quickly. And I was like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. This has been in the works for 5 years. This is what I've been working for 5 years. And most people would have given up by then, right? I switched up what I was doing the end of last year. So this is 8 months in the making. I started doing that, all of this stuff in October, right? Grabbing people's hands, doing different shout outs, celebrating different things that I'm used to, right? That, and it didn't really catch fire until January. So when people are like, well, I do that too, I'm like, okay, we'll just keep doing it. I'm willing to keep doing the same things over and over and over and over again until they catch fire, right? Not to say I don't course correct. I certainly do, right? But my 3 girls who brand new diamond, who made a 6-star, because I have my husband and I have my second business center. So the other 3 that were brand new, 2015 coach, 2018 coach, 2019 coach. So no one was brand new, right? And then Hannah was already a diamond as well. So that's how we got to 6-star. It wasn't from brand new coaches. It wasn't someone who joined in 2020 and was like, I'll go diamond. No, these are women who have been watching and have just stayed loyal as hell to the team, right? And then they saw others and then they thought, why not me? And that's exactly what this business is why not me? Because why not you? Why can't you be successful? Why can't you bring in $12,000 a month? Why can't you do whatever you want? You certainly can if you're willing to work for it. I don't know how long these calls are. If you guys have questions, if you want to ask any questions, we can do that. I do have a call at 10, so I have to go shortly.
Sorry, I had to think about that because I'm in Eastern, so I got to do the math. But I actually have a question. So I'm been a coach for like 2.5 months now, and I have about like 15 girls in my group. And we had a coach sneak peek. I like messaged them. Some were very responsive, but I have a couple girls that just like log their workouts in the bod group, and that's pretty much it. Do you think they're ones really to reach out? I know you talked about some are coachable, some are not. So the ones that don't really like engage as much, do you think it doesn't hurt, but like to reach out, but what do you think? Oh my gosh, it's the famous Chloe.
Say hi. Hi, say hi. So again, going back to, oh, you're showing your measuring tape? You know, you used to get these with all your Beachbody DVDs. They would send you a measuring tape. I don't send those anymore. So I never think it's a bad idea to notice people, right? And oh, put it on me. Oh, on you. I really like your pumpkin necklaces. Sometimes people are waiting to be noticed. So if they're logging their workouts every single day, a simple message is like, hey girl, you're crushing it in the group. I'm so proud of you. I love how engaged you are. You know what I mean? Like it's never a bad idea to give somebody a compliment, right? And you know, depending on the situation, I check in with my challengers every Sunday. First week, how are your workouts going? Second week, how are your workouts going? How are you liking your Shakeology? And if they're like, I love it, this is when I offer them the coach savings. Like, hey, well, if you love it and you want to continue with it, we should get you signed up as a coach. So your next shipment will be 25% off. If they're like, oh, I hate it, I have to choke it down, I'm like, oh shit, you better cancel that because that's going to keep coming until you do. So, you know, and that kind of helps with not getting returns and things like that. So always checking in with them. And then I'm not a huge customer to coach converter. I never have been. I just either get people started as customers and then maybe eventually they want to be coaches, or I just get people signed up as coaches because I do mainly talk about coaching. That is how I am able to recruit so many people. I don't need to talk about workouts because they see me working out in my stories. So like, I know I can fill a boot camp. I don't have to talk about it. So all I talk about is coaching.
Okay. Thank you.
What are some of your top PD recommendations right now?
So my absolute favorite PD ever is the Go Giver. And I like it on Audible because I love the narrator's voice. It's very soothing. It's very short. I mean, you could literally listen to it. I think it's like 2 hours, maybe. That might be even long. It might be less than 2 hours. But the Go Giver for me, I will say when I first started, this was all like, what can I get? What can I achieve? You know, I was not in the mindset of being a servant leader. It was all like, how can I get this rank? How can, you know what I mean? And that's never going to make you a success, because people aren't going to join someone like that. So the Go Giver for me is a great reminder of the more I help people, the more I will receive. Because again, I'm all about achieving. I want it all. But if I'm not leading with a servant's heart, then, you know, people aren't going to want to join that. So it's a great gut check for me to remind me of why I'm doing this. And my husband always reminds me, you know, like every time we miss something, he's like, it doesn't matter. As long as you're helping people, you're winning. So it's a great reminder for me. So I love that. I love Anything by John Gordon. The Energy Bus, The Power of Positive Leadership. So I've literally, for the last 3 years, all I pretty much listened to is leadership books, because that was my limiting belief. So I needed to remind myself that I am a leader. I am capable of helping people find success. So I love that. So I've listened to The Power of Positive Leadership probably 3 million times. And it's such a good book. I also love Anything by Grant Cardone. Sell or Be Sold. If you haven't listened to that, incredible. 10X Rule, incredible. Be Obsessed or Be Average, incredible. And I always get his books on audio because I love his voice, and I just love how he's like, don't be a little bitch. I'm like, yeah. It just pumps me up. So I love him. Right now I am reading I Am That Girl, and I'm listening. I'm normally always reading and listening to a book, and I'm listening to The Greatest You from Trent Shelton, I believe it's called. Hold on. Yeah, The Greatest You by Trent Shelton. If you're trying to up your productivity, 12-week year, or Eat That Frog, incredible. So.
So what's next for your big, scary 2020 goal?
Currently we're pushing for 10-star by the end of this month. We're doing a diamond retreat. I'm taking my team to Disneyland, if and when they ever fucking reopen. But obviously it will not be as magical as it would have been pre-COVID, but superstar by the end of the year, no ifs, ands, or buts, but 10-star by the end of July. Any other questions? Don't be shy. I'm an open book.
All right, I have another one. This is not as much about coaching, but since you've been doing for so long, I'm not sure if you've hit this point. So like right now, like with my workouts and everything, I kind of hit a plateau. And I know like how our bodies are, you're not losing weight every single time you're doing a program. But I work night shifts, so I work from 7:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. So like my lunch time's at midnight, so it's like very reversed. So I don't know if it's like I'm not drinking enough water, I'm not getting the nutrients, I'm not drinking Shakeology enough. I drink it pretty like religiously, so I'm not sure from your experience if you kind of hit a plateau where you kind of see results, but or you just kind of consistent. You're gonna hit that point eventually, but I just want to see what you had to say about that.
Yeah, I think it's so hard, depending on your schedule. Like you said, water, amount of sleep, amount of stress, like everybody's going to look different. Like you and I could follow the same diet to a T and our results would look different because every body is different. Some bodies just take longer. Like you said, you've only been a coach for 2.5 months. Like I said, I didn't have results as a coach until 5 months in, right? So it really just depends. And sometimes I think, what I think happens a lot to a lot of people, not just coaches, is we always think we're doing better than we really are. Like, oh my God, I drink so much water. And then you're like, you only drink half a bottle today. Like, what are you talking about, right? So, you know, I think tracking is a huge thing. So maybe keep a food water journal for the next 2 weeks so you can see where the holes are. That's typically what I recommend to my challengers when they're like, I've been eating perfect for 3 weeks now. I'm like, okay, can you keep a journal for me for the next 2 weeks so I can see what holes that you might have, right? You know, and sometimes they'll send it over to me and I'm like, you're literally eating all carbs. Like, okay, yeah, where are those red containers at, right? So, and then sometimes, again, it just takes some bodies longer than others. Like when I signed up, my goal was to lose 10 pounds. I did not lose 10 pounds until after I had a baby. So, right, like, and I had my daughter in 2017. I signed up in 2015. Most people, again, would have given up before then, but my body looked completely different, even though I weighed the same. So I think taking progress pictures every day, every week, you know, however you want to do it, obviously as a coach, probably every day, but you can gradually see those changes.
Yeah, because I'm definitely like a go-getter, and I don't want to like make myself go crazy, and I need to like give myself a little grace, because I like if I go, I think we all struggle with that, like because when I see a number like, oh, I'm plan B, so like if I have 4 carbs, I like freak out and it's gonna like throw me off, and obviously I can't stress about that, you know. So
And I noticed for me, I did plan A for probably first year I was a coach, and again I never lost any weight, and then a friend of mine did hammer and chisel and she had like incredible results, and she said she just upped her plan and started eating her face off, and she said that's when all her results got. So when I did 80-day obsession, I did plan C, and I've been plan C ever since, and it literally transformed my body. So sometimes you just
okay.
have to try things out, and see what happens.
Okay, awesome, thanks.
Okay, so I have one quick question. I'm pushing really hard to be diamond soon, and if you could give like one perfect tip, what would you say?
Well, there's no such
There's
thing as
one thing
perfect,
you would
so I'll
do.
tell you that. I think when you're going for diamond, like you just have to go for it. So whatever you're shooting for, whether it's diamond, whether it's a test group, whether it's success starter, SE trip, like you have to be relentless in your pursuit of that. And like you cannot focus on anything else. So, you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, I want to be diamond, but I want to start leading my own team calls and I want to make a team page and I'm going to start a blog. Like you can't have all of these things. Like it just, you have to have that narrow focus. And then once you take care of that, sure, then you can start shooting for other things. But like for me, my intermediate goal right now is getting my second business center to 2-star, or yeah, to 2-star, so I can open my third business center, right? That's all I'm focused on. So nothing else matters to me right now. So what does that mean that I need? That means that I need to be talking about coaching 24 hours a day. Literally every post I make is about coaching. Like aesthetically speaking, my Instagram looks great, right? You wouldn't know that every post is about coaching unless you were to read them, which most people don't, right? So aesthetically speaking, it looks like there's a variety of things. But if you read it, every single post is about coaching, right? I talk about coaching every single day in my stories. Why? Because I want coaches. Because the only way for me to advance to 2-star is to get more coaches on the team, right? And then I am literally working with those coaches that are going to help me get to that goal. So I'm not like spending all my time I'm focused on these 3 people that have told me they want diamond by the end of the month so I can get my second business center to 2-star so I can open my third business center in Q3. Okay, so if you're trying to get to diamond, then you need to have diamonds everywhere. Every freaking gift that you use is a diamond gift. Like it has to be like, you're going to buy a diamond notebook, you're going to buy a diamond pen. That is your goal. You have to focus and you have to say it every single day. You know what I say in the mirror every single day? I'm a superstar diamond coach. I'm $1 million a year earner with Beachbody. I am recruiting star diamond and level above coaches. I say all these things to myself. Why? Because when you fill your head with those, that's what's going to happen. So if you're like, oh, I can't find any coaches, nobody wants to go emerald, that's exactly what you're going to get, right? So you have to tell yourself and speak it out into the universe over and over and over and over and over and over again until it happens. And then you just keep moving forward from there. So if you want to go diamond, I don't know how many coaches you need or how many emeralds you need, then that has to be your 100% focus. You have to be talking about coaching in more than a discount way, right? Like not just about savings, right? Talk about your vision. Where are you going? Why do you want to be diamond? You have to put it out there. I would create a countdown on your story for when you're going to hit diamond. And then you talk about it every single freaking day, because that's going to get people interested, right? Because people want to join someone who's going somewhere. So if they know where you're going, they will come with you. But if they don't know, then they're just going to sit idle because they have no reason to join, right? You have to create that urgency for people to get started. I don't know when your diamond date is, but if I were you, I would use the muscle burn fat launch as like, I'm signing up fucking 8 people that day to get me to diamond on July 7th. Like in my head, I'm like, I'm signing up 15 coaches that day. Like I've never done that, but why don't I push myself?
Okay, thank you. I feel like I put a lot of effort into my challenge groups, like probably more than I should. So that's super helpful.
Thanks for reading my post. Okay, anything else? I do have another call I need to hop on.
Thank
you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot. We'll be cheering you on for your goal, believe
Oh,
me.
thank you. You guys got this. Just whatever you want, you have to talk about those things. So if you want coaches, then all you talk about is coaching. And then don't give up and you'll hit your goals.
All right. Thanks, Danny.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.